All right, so today we're going to be fixing an issue on the Hustler. I've been having this issue since I bought it. Knew it was an issue, but now it's becoming a pain in the butt. All right, so what this is, a 2016 Hustler Raptor. It's the 52-inch. These decks have one pulley that have an issue. And what that pulley does is, the way it sets up on a stem, and there's obviously belt pressure on this pulley. And what it does is it bends the deck where it bolts up, because it simply just bolts on with a long bolt. And the deck isn't thick enough, so it wobbles side to side. As you can see, the pulley leans. And I don't know if you can see it under there or not, but where that little stud is, where it bolts onto the deck, it just leans over, the deck warps. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the deck off, we're gonna drop the deck out from under it, pull it out. We're gonna take that pulley, and there's a spacer, a steel spacer that goes between where the pulley sits and the deck. And we're gonna weld some gussets, probably 4 of them, to the deck to brace it, you know, some angle gussets to brace it so it doesn't wobble or teeter-totter back and forth with the pressure of the belt. Putting it real simple, I'm going to take some pieces of angled, probably 1/8 inch steel, and I'm just going to weld it to the spacer and the deck. All right, anybody not familiar with the machine, all you have to do, this bar sits here like so. That connects from here to there on the deck. You take this little bolt out here, unbolt it here. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull your leveling pin from the leveling rod on the front, the float rod, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Make sure you pick up your leveling rod with something, zip tie, bungee cord, whichever, piece of string, tie it up. Crank your mower, back it up off the deck. That's all you gotta do. All right, we've got the deck up on the table. Just to be specific, this is the pulley we're going after. Just in case you couldn't see it in that last little clip because I didn't look at it. Clean it up here some. All right, that little stud, if it'll focus, that little stud that the pulley's on, see how it's at an angle? Ultimately, when it goes under pressure after a while, it causes the deck part to warp, which gives it this lean because the belt sits here on the pulley. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that off and weld that stud up. I'm glad I was doing this anyway. Excuse me if I'm breathing hard, it's kind of hot and I just put this up here, but I'm glad I did this anyway. I need to do obviously some straightening on my deck here because it's beat up pretty good and very much needs a clean. That's very inefficient cutting. So nothing to do with the mower, but if you don't have an electric impact, oh man, you need one. It makes life easy. It makes life easy. Okay, so I'll show you what we're working on here. These splines go into the pulley bearing, and then your your nut tightens up on here on top of the pulley. So as you can see, if I move this out of the way, you can see that warped piece of the deck. It doesn't look very bad, but with that spline coming up like there, that stud coming up with that area, it makes it at a pretty good angle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hammer that straight, and then we're gonna put some braces on it. All right, so we've got it pretty straight, pretty level. What I'm gonna do is, to keep everything straight, I'm gonna run the bolt up through it. I'm gonna put the stud on. I'm gonna tighten the nut down on top just to hold it while I put my braces on. What I'm using for braces, since I'm poor and I just don't have any metal laying around, I've got some of these old nuts. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put them on the side. This is hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna put them on the side like so and weld it to the deck. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. If it don't, then I'll go buy some metal. If it does, I'll save some money. Got everything laid out, it's tightened up, it's straightened up. And since it has, you can see where it's been rubbing here. Since it has the tendency to come at this angle from the pressure of the belt, I'm gonna put my 2 gussets here on this corner because I'm not too worried about the back side. There's gonna be no pressure pushing it towards the front of the deck. Just to be specific, I'm only tacking it to the stud just in case I ever have to change it or take it out. I don't want to have to break a whole bunch of welds. All right, so there it is. There's what I've done. Like I said, I only tacked it to the little stud, the riser there, and then I welded it to the deck just in case I ever need to change that stud plate. Since it's got those splines and everything, I can, you know, grind the welds down a little bit to, you know, tack to it and then just break it free. You just get everything started. Make sure your little splines are lined up with your shaft that you just braced. See here, barely push on. You don't have to hammer on it. Get everything started. Run it down with your impact and you're done. All right, let's see how level we got it. I don't think it's perfect. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Well, I forgot to mention the whole reason that we were fixing this pulley anyway is because when it teeter-tottered and warped and got over at an angle, it shredded a brand new belt. So I had to drive 30 minutes to the next nearest little town to a little dealership for Hustler we have pretty close. And they had one, $66. But they closed like 45 minutes before I was leaving the house, so I didn't even have time to video. I just jumped in the truck and run over here and grabbed the belt. So we're gonna get back to the house, put the belt on, and then we're gonna cut the yard, see how it does, and we'll look at it after I'm done. On there, guys, it seems to be cutting good. Got everything. Still gonna do a little bit of balancing on the deck, kind of level it out some, but got all that problem fixed and she's good to go. There it is. Hope you enjoyed. Y'all have a good day. God bless. Back 40 TV.